World Cocktail Day dates back to the 1800s when spirits were paired with a few simple ingredients. Today, we're going to celebrate a little different. I welcome back Sammie Franklin, owner of Perfect Pour SA. Sammie, we're so happy to have you here with that Spurs win. I'm just feeling amazing right now. I'm sure you are too.
It's the perfect day for the perfect win. So now we get to pair cocktails and have a little libations to celebrate.
I love, and it's World Cocktail Day, so you guys, cheers to those of you who want to enjoy today. Drink safely and responsibly.
Always.
But we're gonna start with a few classics. You know, you mentioned in my notes that I read prior to our interview that this began in the 1800s. Can you explain a little bit?
Yes, so in 1806, the definition of a cocktail was finally given, and it was just simple ingredients. It was bitters, sugar, water, and your spirits. Now, the day has kind of evolved to a celebration of the art and craft of creating cocktails and the amazing things that we can do. So it's not so much that definition anymore because we've evolved, our palates have evolved, our cocktails have evolved. So now we just celebrate the beauty and the art that comes with making drinks. And even with classics, we can always have a little fun.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with a mint julep.
Yes, one of my personal favorites. So we're gonna start off with taking a sprig of mint.
Okay.
And we're gonna take these leaves.
Sure.
Pluck them off.
Okay.
And drop them down into our traditional julep tin.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets a little tricky. Most people will tell you that you muddle your stuff very vigorously.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you not to.
Oh.
So we'll put about an ounce of simple syrup in there, or half an ounce of simple syrup. And then you don't wanna release enough of the fruit to where it becomes bitter. You just wanna get that nice oil. So I say press it maybe 2-3 times. That's more than enough.
Perfect. And not like aggressively.
Nope.
Okay.
And here's where it gets fun, and we take a little old school with it. So this is our Lewis bag. So back in the day when bartenders needed crushed ice, and they didn't always have the availability to get crushed ice out of a machine, they had a bag like this with a mallet, and this bag is canvas, and it pulls the moisture away. So a few hits with that mallet gives us this beautiful crushed ice that we're gonna use here.
I've seen a lot of things on Great Day SA. I've never seen that, Sammie. That's pretty neat.
I had to bring something fun.
She sure did. So crushed ice is key for the mint julep?
Crushed ice is a signature for your mint julep.
Okay.
And then we put our ice in. Then we'll go in with 2 ounces, or maybe 2.5 to celebrate, of our bourbon.
Absolutely, we gotta celebrate the Spurs with a little extra.
And now with our julep, we never shake.
Never shake.
Always stir.
Wow, that looks good, y'all, and it smells even more delightful.
The rule of a julep is to stir until your glass gets a little frosty on the outside, which we see on our tin.
Okay.
And then we go in and we'll top it with
more of your handmade crushed ice.
More of our crushed ice from our Lewis bag.
Very, very neat.
And then we just grab 1 sprig of mint, and that's what we'll garnish with, is that sprig of mint.
Okay.
Right on top of all that beautiful
the whole
crushed
thing?
ice. The whole thing.
There you go. And so no sugar.
Our sugar's in our simple.
The
so we
simple. I see. You had poured that in with the mint initially.
Yes,
okay, great. And the next cocktail we're going to move on to is also definitely a classic.
Always. We're going to keep it old school with an old fashioned.
Okay.
So we're going to take 2 cubes of sugar, and we have our nifty little San Antonio roadmap rocks glasses. How cute is that?
Love, love, love.
So we're going to put 2 cubes of sugar in there.
Okay.
I do too, because I like mine on the sweeter side.
Sure.
Then we're gonna come in again. This is a very spirit-forward cocktail. We're gonna do 2 full ounces.
I love how you just know how much.
Count. And then now we're gonna take our muddle, and we're gonna muddle that sugar.
Like all the way?
There you go, you just break it up. And now we'll take our bar spoon and stir.
Okay. Some people use simple syrup too, right, instead?
You can if you want to. I prefer a traditional old-fashioned with my sugar cubes, muddled and then stirred. It makes a difference to me. So.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
I gotta try it this way, okay?
Now we're gonna go back in and muddle. Traditionally, you would take and express the oil from an orange into an old-fashioned. But this is San Antonio, and we like a little flavor, so we've got some peach.
That sounds marvelous.
And this is where I'm gonna release a little bit of that peach into
That
this
looks
old
so
fashioned.
good, Sammie. Wow. Okay. It's very simple. You just have to put the right ingredients in there. Okay.
And now we'll go in with our orange bitters
Okay.
instead of the traditional aromatic bitters. If you like a little bit more of a traditional bitters, it is okay. I will tell you to do both. So we're gonna do that today, just a little.
Okay, and then you top off the cherry?
Well, we're gonna top it with some ice first.
I see.
And
Does it matter if it's an ice block or cubes?
I prefer a block, but we didn't get it today.
That's fine,
so
that's fine.
here we go. Now you can put that cherry in if you want.
Okay, perfect. And then I want to be able to get to this drink too, so you would probably top that off with some smoke,
Yeah,
I'm
we
assuming.
would smoke it. And now we're gonna go in with another classic, which is our lemon drop.
Okay.
Who does not love a good lemon drop?
I know my girlies out there love a lemon drop, a good one. It's just like the drink you cheers to your girls with,
It
you
is.
know?
It's a ladies' night
Yes.
anthem. So we're gonna come in with about an ounce of lemon juice.
Okay.
And then we'll grab that Simple right there.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll go in with about a half ounce of Simple.
Tell me when to stop.
seconds.
1, 2.
There we go.
Okay.
And then we'll come in with about an ounce of our vodka.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give this to you to shake up while I rim our martini glass.
And I know the key now. I've done this enough that once this is frosty, that means it's ready, right?
It's ready.
Getting there. Here
I
you
got
go.
sugar.
That looks so cute. Spurs inspired sugar. Okay, Sammie, if you want to go bring the party to people, how can they do that? How can they get in touch with you and just learn a little bit more about your business?
So we're on socials at perfectpour_bartending on Instagram and the Perfect Pour on Facebook. Reach out to us. Our number's on the screen. Our email is there. We love personalizing cocktails and making your event special by making your drinks one of a kind.
And you literally go to people's homes, events, and everything, and as you came here today. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Always.
Hold on. Cheers to my girl on World Cocktail Day. Cheers to the Spurs. We'll be right back.